Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk about a subject that's very dear to everyone, business family pack. A lot of things change with time. The company changes with time. And but systems are put in place and they're modified. Now, my system hasn't been modified since I created it back in the early 90s. Okay. And and it still works. And that's the beauty of it. A system that works, don't try to fix it or don't try to recreate. If you follow a system and follow a recipe, and if that recipe works, it works every time. Okay. Now, if you try to change some ingredients in it, guess what? You might have flat cake. Okay. Or whatever you're making. And it's the same thing with this business. Okay. I'm going to get to the business family pack, and I'm going to try and make this real quick and short so it's very succinct and everybody can understand it real quick. Uh, the whole basis of earning money quick and fast and building your business fast and building your rank fast. And everybody knows I like people to build their business. They keep their rank ahead of their business. That way they get the optimum pay. And that's what that's all about. Okay. And so either you see this as a business or you don't. You either want to start it as a business or you just want to start it as, a questioning, a doubting Thomas member. And that's why I say, okay, become a member. Everybody needs to be a member. At $199, with all the benefits you get for the Sound Money wallet and being able to buy incremental gold and accumulate it and store up to $50,000 of gold as you accumulate it and $10,000 worth of silver for free. And you can buy $10 a week, $10 a day, $100 a month. It doesn't matter, but it makes it affordable to everybody, and everybody can own it now, and they can own it at the lowest cost. And that $199 membership is a plain no-brainer. All they have to do is we have to be persistent enough until everybody sees the Sound Money videos and understands it and see it. Now, they can't see it from the outside. They can only see it from what you show them or my videos that I've provided you to show them. So that's the no-brainer membership, $199. Okay. Now, we are looking for business partners. People want to make money. People want to own their own business. People want to own their own life. Don't want to be a slave for the rest of their life in a job, just over broke job. But I was one of those people. Now, I had a very high paying job. And so a lot of people didn't look at me as being a slave. Well, I looked at me as being a slave. And that's what counts, how you look at yourself. Okay. So I had a burning desire. And so when you have a burning desire, you do whatever it takes to make it work. And that was me. And I did it. And I did it because I had a great team. And we did it together. It's a one another business. And out of that, I developed my system. I'm not going to go over my system. I am going to go over the heart of the system, and that's a business family pack. And that's how you start if you really want to make big money. Now, if you got questions about it, oh, you can't, I don't know if I can find the money. Well, if you can't find $921 and spend $105 a month on you're opening your business, then you don't deserve to be in business for yourself. That's all I can say. Now, I'm pretty blunt with this, aren't I? You got a mini franchise business that you can start without all this risk and all this obligation for as little as $921. See, that includes tax, shipping, and everything. Okay. And that is a premium business on the top, meaning yours, whoever sees it, the husband or the wife, whoever sees it, that's the one that needs to be on top. Don't need a doubting Thomas at top. Okay. So whoever sees it is the one that sponsors in. Okay. And they sponsor in with a premium. And then they sponsor in their spouse. And they put their spouse on the opposite side of where they were placed. So if they were placed on their sponsor's right side, then they put their spouse on their left side. If they were placed on their sponsor's left side, they put their spouse on their right side, and then they put their child on the other side. They're an associate, and that is a family business pack. Now, you don't have to worry about LLCs and S corps and all that in the beginning. You can change that later because your name is associated with your LLC and your S corp. And I encourage you to read the policies and procedures on transfers and names and things like that. And what I do is teach a system that is consistent with the policies and procedures of the company. And I don't encourage anyone to break those policies and procedures of the company. Okay. Now, so that is a business family pack. And you do it together as a business, as a family. Now, things change with a company, and things change with us with a company. So I have to modify things. When I first got in, we could have a corporate entity, and I'm not even go there. No need to go to where we first got in because there's a lot of changes. Heck, our compensation plan was only $1,000 a week when we first joined, and that was pre-marketing in November. But then we changed it, and we changed our compensation plan 4 times until we got to what we got today. Okay. And today is steady state. Today, I don't look for many major changes in the compensation plan. If they happen, they happen. That's part of what life is. I mean, you don't expect your company to operate at a loss. You want a company to be good. But I do not foresee any of that right now. But so $921 to start a business that you can earn $12,500 a week at. Wow. Now you can start that, earn $12,500 a week at $499. Yeah, that's a business center. But you got to have one on your left, one on your right to be an associate so you can get paid. Well, that's why I call a business family pack. Now the business center is 150 points. The standards are 50 points. Now you're going to get a lot of people who just want to be a 199 member, and you're going to get a lot of people who say, well, they're the doubting Thomas. They don't understand if you duplicate a system that's already there, and they're not really that serious. I hope this works. Well, they're not willing to do the business family pack. They're willing to give it a try, but that's okay. But what you are looking for is 4 serious people in your business that's willing to do the business family pack with you. 4, 2 on your left, 2 on your right. Okay. Now that, and willing to put that commitment, that 10 hours a week in for 2 years while they learn and do the system that I teach. So let me share a screen and let's make it more visual for those who are visual. Okay. And get this screen sharing so we get this concept fully understood what a business family pack is. And it's a family. You put and the reason is you can start your center and build it left and right. And then after it gets going and you start making, you say, man, this works. Then you can put your spouse in somewhere way down, way down in here, either on your left side or your right side. You can put them there. Let's go to a better illustration. Somebody way down here, okay, after you see it's working, okay, and then you're doing what? You're starting all over again. You're starting building a left leg and a right leg all over again with no help, with no leverage. And then, after you see, well, that's working, I'm gonna get my son, my daughter, I'm gonna get them in. Well, put them in, and maybe you could put them on the opposite side because that's your weak side. But anyway, they're building a left and a right with no help. No help. That's not leverage. You're building 6 legs, 6 separate legs. That's pretty hard to get paid that $500 check every week in cycles. Well, I always ask people, do you want to build 6 sales teams? Or do you want to just build 4 as a family unit, a business family pack? That puts your business on top as a family. So you start here with the person the spouse that's ready to do this, that sees it, has vision, gets in, and that is a $499 premium. That's 150 points. Then if they are placed on the left side of their sponsor, then they immediately sponsor their spouse. Different social security number, different email, different phone number. Every account has to have its own unique identification. Okay. Then you sponsor a child and put them in, or grandchild. Maybe you have to have an LLC. Maybe it's just a membership, and not something you're going to build a business right now. It's in the future, because my system doesn't build 3 businesses or 2 businesses at one time. My system builds one business, the top business. But in the long run, you're going to end up building this business and this business later in the future, after you establish a solid framework, which I teach everybody. You are building this top business, not this one and not this one. Now, I kept mine active. So but I know everybody can't do this, not until you're making money. Okay, but when you're making money, you want to reinvest in your business, in yourself. And why not then start accumulating points in your bank for your future business you're going to open? Because why let it all go through you as an inactive and it doesn't accumulate? Well, see, me, I started in day one. I never missed a product here, never missed a product here, and never missed a product here on autosaver. So I accumulated a lot of volume here and here. Okay. So here's what we're doing. In my system, this is a 250 points. Takes 500 points on the left and 500 points on the right to make a check. Well, here you're an associate. That's how you start off. Now, if you sponsor your first person and they come in with a business family pack like you did, then that, my friends, is 150 points. 150 points and 50 points is 300 points. And you get you a person that comes in as a business family pack on the right, they're an associate, and that is 300 points on the left, 300 points on the right. But the most important thing is you're a copper already. Wow. That's pretty powerful. So you could earn up to $1,000, 2 cycles every week. Well, this copper is what you duplicate. So you've got your person you sponsored here with their family business pack. And what do? We help them sponsor their first person with a family business pack right here on their left, and their person with their family business pack on their right, with their copper. And you do the same thing over here, and then they're a copper. So you got a copper on your left and a copper on your right. And in the process of you trying to find another person, you may find one of those people who just want to be a member, and they're $199. You place them down here at the bottom, on the bottom left or bottom right, because that's the only place you play. No, you do not place them in here. No, because you can't place them in here. You can only place on your left, and on your right. And you are the one that's going to be the sponsor, not this one and not that one. Y'all work together as a family unit. Ah, okay. Now, so that's what Pamela and I did. Okay. Now, and our sons. Okay. Now, bingo. We now, by sponsoring a person that's either got just a membership left, membership right, we're now a bronze because we got a copper on the left, copper on the right. Now we can just walk right on up the rank list by keep doing that. Now, I'm going to give you the long-term vision of this thing. Why you are really looking to sponsor 4 people on each side, left and right, with a business family pack. Those are your serious people. Those are the ones that have your greatest opportunity to become that bronze or that silver on your left or your right. And then you become, if they're silvers, you become a gold. Well, that allows you to make $7,000 a week. That's pretty powerful as you're building this team left and right. You keep building this team left and right on your top center only where you earn an income until you have made a $500 check or more for 6 consecutive weeks. 6 consecutive weeks. Yeah, hiccup, that's not 6 consecutive weeks. If you went 4 weeks, hicked up, then made it 3 weeks in a row again, that is not 6 consecutive weeks. It starts over until you get 6 consecutive weeks. Now, you say, why 6, Pop? Why 6? I want to start making more money. Wrong. You want to build a long-term, solid foundation in your business. And building 2 legs is all you need to be doing and concentrating on until you start making that recurring income and building up a residual for you in the future. So where you got at least 100 people on this side and at least 100 people in this team, you may have only sponsored 1 or 2, but where you got 100 people down here on this team over here and 100 people down here on this team, it didn't matter if you put them there or not, or somebody else put them there, but you got 100 people down there buying on a coin every month to stay active in their business. Well, let's use an average of 20 points. 20 times 100 is 2,000 points. 20 times 100 is 2,000 points. Well, 4 into 2,000 is 500. So that's 4 weeks in a month. See, they only buy their coin once a month. And so if you put all my other systems together and how to change your auto ship date, all these other things that I teach and optimizing your business, then you'll make the optimum check and you'll get it to work these kind of statistical averages where you got about 500 points coming up every week. Well, that's a $500 check. Even if you're if you're bronze, a $500 check. Once you made bronze, are fine. But the key is as you keep growing, that volume grows. And then say 3 more years, 5 years from now, whatever, I don't care. Maybe you're fast at this. Well, it took me 4 years till I got 1,000 people on one side and 1,000 people on the other side. Well, maybe I don't even have 1,000 people on one side. But your objective is ultimately to get you 1,000 people on this team. You may have only gotten 2 or 3. And you may have only gotten 2 or 3 that's still with you. And you get 1,000 people on this team buying that coin of the month. 20 times 1,000 now is 20,000 points coming up every month on your left and right. And then, wow, 4 into 20,000 is 5,000. So you got to be a gold or you're flushing points. If you're not a gold, that enables you to make $7,000 a week, and you're only a silver, well, you're only going to get $3,500 every week. Well, that's a shame. Isn't that a shame? Well, some people in this business are already qualified to make over 7,000 a week in points, but they only make 2,000 every week. Now that's a shame, but they never made 2,000 a week in their whole life, in their whole career. And so they're quite happy. They just buy their coins every month and pull a check of $2,000 every week, because they were up in Montana and Idaho where it all first got started, but now we're starting to fill out. We're starting to invade every state. We're only 4 years old. We now have, through my team, several goals in Texas, but they're in San Antonio. We don't have there's not a goal in Dallas, Texas yet. There's not a goal in Austin, Texas yet. There's a goal in Houston, one. There's not a goal in Beaumont yet. There's not a goal in Port Arthur yet. There's not a goal in New Orleans, in Alexandria, in Shreveport. There's not a goal in Mississippi, the whole state of Mississippi. There's not a goal in Alabama, the whole state of Alabama. There's not a goal, to my knowledge, in Florida yet, but they're about to be. I think in Orlando, or maybe they did become a goal. Maybe they're in there, but that just happened with a new group that just came in. And so here we are, not quite 4 years old in this business. And if you want to make the big money, that's how you do it. Now, let me give you the alternative. Yeah, you can start at $199. Well, that's 50 points. Well, you're going to have 10 people with you sponsoring a person, and on your left and right for you to become an associate. And then they sponsor a person, and then that person sponsor person, that person. You're going to have 10 199s to make that 500 points. I just showed you that all you have to do is sponsor one person on your left, one person on your right, and help them sponsor one person. That's only 3 people, and you've made your $500 check. That's pretty cool. But so you're looking for people who are looking to make money. You're looking to people who are willing to build a business. You're looking for people who want to learn how, who understand they're not taking a huge risk. They can't lose a ton of money in this business. It's not like they're going out and flopping down $20,000 into a business and they have a chance of losing it all. Okay. It should be this way. We should have more risk involved, and then maybe we get more serious people and they treat it like big business. But I always treated it as big business. I treated big business based on the income I could make with such little input. My input was my time to learn how, my time to learn the recipe for success, my time to learn the skills, the attitudes, and the techniques, the SATs that you learn through the system. So that's what a business family pack is. And that's how we build our business within 7K. Okay. But we build it this way. Now, after you make that check 6 weeks in a row, one side's going to be stronger than the other side. Typically, it's going to be the side your spouse is on. Now, no guarantee there, but I just go by business statistics and odds. The reason is, typically the side that you are placed on, you got a joint driving leg with at least your sponsor, but it could be with several people. You got a joint driving leg, and for them to rank up, they got to place people down here. Or for their people to rank up, they got to place people down here. That's just the way it is. Like Wayne Clark, he's on the inside of Pamela's leg for her when she became gold, because Pamela sponsored Wayne. Okay. And so He's down here. So his entire organization and all those points are coming up through all these people in Wayne's business. So they're accumulating 10,000 points every month, because they're still growing. So their banks are getting hefty, $250,000, 300 grand, 250 grand, 290 grand, and growing. Well, if they just sponsor one person on their left who starts making a $500 check a month, they'll make $1,000 a month because they're an associate. Wow. What if that person they sponsored a person who sponsored a person who sponsored a person 3 years from now, 4 years from now? It's better than winning the lottery, y'all. And they start anybody over here on this side 2 years from now, a year from now, 4 years from now, starts making a $500 check every week. Well, they can make $1,000 every week if they're a copper. If they're not, they're going to get 500 every week, and they'll flush 500 every week. Where else could you build a retirement nest egg residual like this? This is 1,000,000 times more probable than you winning the lottery if you played it every day with every bit of money you had for the rest of your life. Now, that's the kind of probabilities we're talking. See, we talk probabilities in business. So that's what all these people in that leg have an opportunity, because Wayne and his group ain't going away. There's too much money to be made. There's too much business to be made. There's too many people to be helped. Well, I've got people on my right leg that's on Pamela's right leg, and we got people that we're building down under here, and they're on this leg. They have that same probability, and they can earn checks while they're doing it. And if they find anybody, or somebody finds somebody who finds somebody who finds somebody on their leg while they got volume built up in their account, when that person starts making a check every week, they'll make $1,000 every week minimum. Wow, because it just draws out of the other side. Now that's long range potential. And if you don't see this kind of, and see, what you've got to be able to do is share this kind of potential for people, because this business is only 4 years old. It doesn't have a gold in every state. It doesn't have a gold in every city yet. And we're already open in Canada, Singapore, UK, Australia, and about to be open in a few other countries. But we're open in the financial capitals of the world. And there's a reason for that. So I want everybody to understand in my group what I mean by a business family pack, and let no misunderstandings about this concept that I'm duplicating in our system. And if you have any questions in my group, you call me. If you're not in my group, please call the company. Do not call me. Okay. I give advice to people in my group about this. I'm not going to give advice to other people's sponsors and other groups. You asked your sponsors about this, and I'll read the policies and procedures. I'm not going to get entangled in somebody else's business, because it's not my place. It's not that I wouldn't want to help you or give you advice. It's just not my place to do such. And please understand that. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this explained my business family pack and how to build it, and why people who do it end up having more success than those that do the doubting Thomas approach, a step at a time. Because you got to have a lot more patience and a lot more perseverance and a lot more tenacity and stickability doing it the one at a time approach. even if it's all 499s, which I believe in. I believe either you're going to be a member or you're going to be a business builder. So you need to come in at least at 499. If you don't want to come in at the business family pack, that's okay. That's okay. Just understand it's going to take you a little longer, but that's okay. Look, you bring 499 in on your left, 499 in on your right. That's 150 points. If they do the same thing, that'll be 300 points. They have 150 on each side, and their 150, that'd be 450 points. And you have 450 on your left, 450 on your right, and you sponsored one on your left and one on your right. Okay. And if they've done that, they're an associate. So just imagine if this little block was up here and that didn't exist right here, and that didn't exist. Well, why wouldn't you sponsor your spouse and your child, place them on the left and right, get you 50 points and get them placed in this business for the future? And now you reverse that. These three are up here. Now you're putting them underneath it. So I'm going to tell you, everybody in this business ultimately ends up with a business family pack because they do sponsor their spouse. They do sponsor their child. I'm just telling you, you do it up front. That's all. So do you have the vision to do it up front? Do you have the belief to do it up front? Do you have do you have the want to do it up front? That's all it is. Well, I'll see you in my next training on how to optimize and build your business. And I hope this helped a ton with everybody about clarification inside my group about what is meant by a business family pack and duplicating it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. See you on the beaches of the world.